This is 2023, the year of anime sequels, part 2. So if you haven't watched part 1 already, do that so you can know why I'm doing this and be in the loop. So we're just going to jump in right now. Heaven Official's Blessing. I've done a video on this in the past. Here's a little reminder on what it's about. Shaylin, and warning that I'm going to mess up these names since they are Chinese. They're very, very hard for me. Even worse for Japanese, or worse to pronounce Japanese. Anyway, Shaolin was the crown prince of Shanlin. He ascended to the heavens at a young age. However, he accidentally breaks the gold palace of heavenly officials. 800 years later, he ascends to godhood a third time. Now he's a scrap collector that wanders the earth to take on various tasks handed down by the heavens to pay for the damage. During one of his tasks, he has a fateful encounter. And that's all I'll say about that. Now on to Season 2, that came out 2023. This is the first time I wish that I went back and watched Season 1 before I started Season 2. Or at least the second half. I wish I watched the second half of Season 1 before I started. There's new characters, and I'm not familiar with the Chinese once again. Props to the dub voice actors, though, who can pronounce them very well and correctly. One of the new characters, or a character that I forgot that was in Season 1, who knows, I can't remember, Junwoo, the Emperor. He's played by Reagan Murdoch. An amazing job. He does an amazing job. He just happens to stand out to me. Anyway, the first 2 episodes, I was confused on what's going on, but I was also very interested in what was going on. Oh, it looks like we're going to get some background more info on Shaolin's life as a god. Lastly, I'll add that somehow the animation has gotten better. Overall, I'm for what's coming next. I need more dubbed episodes, like at the time when I wrote this down, or wrote my script down, you know. I only got to episode 6. It took a long time for it to have other episodes come out, or at least the dubbed episodes. Because I'm only watching the dub. It's too hard for me to watch the Chinese. I just can't. But now, at this time, you can watch all of Season 2 dubbed if you cannot keep up with the Chinese like I can. But it's really good. You might as well. Anyway, go ahead and binge Season 1 and 2 on Crunchyroll if you haven't already. Now moving on. The Misfit of Demon King Academy. This was one of my favorite anime that I mentioned as an honorable mention in the comments of my favorite anime from 2020. I will put that in the description box below. So we're going to talk about it now. There was a war between demons and humans years ago that caused chaos and a lot of blood to spill. So the Demon King Anos Vodigod sacrificed his life in order to be reborn in a peaceful future. 2,000 years later, he finds out things have changed. The Demon King Academy is an institution who readies students for the Demon King's return. However, to Anos' surprise, magic in the world has also changed. When Anos enrolled in the academy, he finds out that the demon kind remembers him differently. Everything about him has been falsified. There's an imposter among us. So, according to the Academy's new comprehension, Anos is now lacking common knowledge. This leads him to be labeled as a misfit. But Anos doesn't care. You'll learn pretty quickly that he's not the one to be messed with. Many people will underestimate him, while others will want to follow him, as he's supposed to be the Demon King. So now let's get to Season 2 that came out in winter 2023. I'm not happy. The concept of it was good. We're getting into the world of spirits. To uncover mysteries and get rid of potential threats, Anos and the rest of the gang must travel to the land of spirits. But they have to go through a bunch of trials to get through it. Now, for the longest time, people, including myself, had to wait for the second half of the season's episodes to come out. We don't know why, or at least I don't know why. 12 episodes in the season, and I only got to episode 6 at the time. Currently, you can binge season 2, part 1 on Crunchyroll. Yes, it's been confirmed that there will be a season 2, part 2. This whole situation right here makes me want to start waiting until all the episodes come out so I can binge it all that day or week. But knowing me, I'm very impatient and I just want to stay in the loop, so I'm probably going to still wait week after week with everybody else. But I will try to do at least wait and binge a few animes so I don't get overwhelmed with all the anime that just comes out every year. The Rising of the Shield Hero. 4 regular men from modern-day Japan are summoned to the kingdom of Metalmark. It's being plagued by constant waves of catastrophe that's brought disaster to the citizens of 4 centuries. It's up to the 4 men that are now known as the 4 Cardinal Heroes. The Spear Hero, the Bow Hero, the Sword Hero, and now for me, our protagonist, the Shield Hero. The Shield Hero is believed to be the cursed one. I'm not going to get into all the drama that happens in that first episode. It's 47 minutes long. A lot happens, but a very good first episode. Basically, Naofumi has to somehow get stronger and rebuild his reputation that was tarnished in that first episode. Check it out. I will at least put the first episode in the description box below. Because, yes, Crunchyroll does that every now and then. I love that. He eventually gains new allies and proves that the Shield Hero can be useful. Anyway, season 1 is very good and made everyone excited about season 2, but then it came out and a lot of people were disappointed. This is where the Spirit Tortoise arc occurs. The pacing was weird. It seemed to be rushed. There were some good elements, but it just wasn't executed very well. Lastly, let's get into season 3. That came out in fall 2023. I think season 3 started really well, really strong. I was intrigued. Plus, new character alert. I love her introduction into the story. Sadina is a great addition to the gang. Anyway, I enjoyed the first half of season 3. The second half was annoying. The second half was about locating the other 3 cardinal heroes. Locating the Sword Hero was the best part of that arc. If you decide to watch it, you probably agree with me. On the bright side, the OST or the soundtrack is fire. I'm loving the music, and I don't think I really paid attention, or it didn't stand out to me in season 2, but season 3 is kicking it up a notch. I think season 1 holds up enough for you to want to continue watching and see what Naofumi is going to do next on his journey. But luckily, season 4 has been confirmed. Look at this key visual right here. It is very, ominous. So it's going to get crazy. Oh, and also, season 3 ends with a very interesting fact that we learn about Raphtalia. Spoiler alert, she is of royalty. It's been a while since the 4 cardinal heroes got together, so everybody is trying to prepare for the battle for the Phoenix. So that's what we're going to be doing in season 4. And lastly, we're going to talk about Masamune's Revenge. This is probably not most people's cup of tea, but let's see if you're into it after I explain the premise. Just to let you know, I didn't know this would get a second season. So, let alone look better and have a better My Anime List score than the first season. So, Masamune was rejected by a girl named Aki, then gave him the nickname Pigsfoot in the dub. They call him just Piggy in the sub. Because he was overweight. Kids can be very blunt and mean. At this moment, this changed Masamune's life forever. He immediately started working out and eating healthier. Years later, he's a good-looking guy and full of himself. A high school student who's ready to get revenge. His plan is to make Aki fall in love with him and reject her like she did, but worse. I know, awful. I feel like I've seen a similar plot in other live-action stuff. Comment down below if you've seen something like that. However, it's not as easy as he thought it would be. Plus, he gets a mysterious note addressing him as his old nickname. The identity of this person is Aki's assistant or the girl who's always getting her food or her snacks. It looks like Masamune's plan is doomed, or is it? Enough about that. Let's move on to season 2. Masamune's Revenge R. That's what they called it. Came out in summer 2023. This season had 12 episodes, just like the first season. They had an OVA, but I skipped it since it wasn't dubbed in English. Anyway, season 2, Masamune is still trying to get Aki to fall for him, but there's more characters. Also, highly recommend that you watch first season before the second one, because one character that gets really devious is Gaso. I don't remember how to say it. He just wants to marry Aki for her money. But he has a reason for needing the money, but it doesn't make it better. A lot of people still hate him. When they went on their trip to Paris for school, Masamune meets a French high school girl who happens to be an otaku that wants to create a romantic comedy series of her own. She believes Masamune and Aki would be great models and asked for their help. Yeah. During this, we start to see they might have been some kind of misunderstanding about the past of their childhood. Plus, we get to see the story from Aki's point of view. Overall, both seasons were good, but I gotta agree with the people who use my anime list that season 2 is better. Both seasons are only 12 episodes each, and at the moment, don't think we'll be able to get a season 3 since there's not enough source material to adapt into an anime. So for now, you just gotta binge and watch season 1 and 2 on Crunchyroll, sub or dub. Of course, I highly recommend the dub. It's really good. It's fun. And I hope you enjoyed this video. That's where we're going to end it. Comment down below. Tell me your favorite sequel that came out in 2023. Once again, it could be animated, or live action. Or was it your favorite of what I've mentioned? Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos in the future. I'm Michaela, and I will see you later. Bye.